The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Episode 33, Long Bright Day of the Soul. The defenders of Geramentum continue to match wits with the final obstacle to their objective, the tomb of Jason Tenderheart. During the contest, their gracious host introduces a new chosen to them, a sullen, scaled boy who calls himself Grip. That same host Vipo has Grip take the next guess at his game, which proves to be wrong. At this point, Tesserin, the warden of the storm, appears, exhorting Vipo to not go through with his intent, for the creature that Vipo threatens to set free on a second-run answer is a blood guard. These are stewards of the abyss, fashioned by the Lord of Destruction, the god Tigerin. Vipo persists, and luckily Marcus arrives at the correct solution to their tormentor's puzzle. Tesserin then departs with some final words of encouragement to Grip, who was apparently the person who brought Grip to the Fellowship. Titus prepares himself for at last seizing his destiny inside the cathedral that houses Jason Tenderheart's final resting place. Marcus bolsters his spirits with fatherly words, then stands vigil at the threshold along with Nishley. Inside, Titus comes to the tomb itself, viewing the greatest hero Terra has yet seen in marble effigy. When he at last touches what appears to be Jason's former weapon, Concord, he is sent to a place within himself, or perhaps a sword, where he must face both himself and at least one of his predecessors. There he learns about the past, and what about his destiny might be, but only if he can conquer his worst flaw, fear. Concord weighs his responses closely, and in the end agrees to accompany him on his journey for as long as the flesh shall endure. The young lord swears himself to the goddess of justice's service of his own free will, and turns to rejoin his companions. With him comes a weapon down of legend, and the beginnings of an actual chance of defending the fragile dream.
Faraway friends, welcome. You have once more found yourself at Darkeport. Also, connoisseurs of fantasy and curiosity seekers are welcome. So, I hear, Tale, that we have someone who is also on our journey with us, Tobias?
We are so fortunate to continue on this merry adventure with the lovely folks of Eldritch Foundry.
Woo! Yeah.
titans of the industry, the creative process for players and game masters and storytellers of all stripes. They have a universally useful tool for any kind of campaign setting, whether it's science fiction or high fantasy, whether it's in the forest, on a planet, underground. They're the ones you need to check. Eldritch Foundry. And you can do so by clicking the link in the video description below.
Channeling Sam Riegel there. Wow. Okay.
Making us look bad.
That's good. Okay, Donnie, next week it's yours.
Oh no! Football, they cat and the kangaroo. I travel real world so you don't have to. Come on, man. We can sell stuff.
We have our friends over at Constructed Chaos. Hello, Alex. Hello, Morgan.
Yeah.
And the rest of the Chaos crew. They stream every Wednesday at the same time as we do. Justin and I are often in the chat. Sometimes Corey and other people pop in there as well. Really fun bunch. Our own Grim Reefer is a dual citizen. That's where we met him, among others, among many others. So no, we are very fortunate. Very fortunate. And yeah, so go check them out. All right. I think that dispenses with the pleasantries. Yeah.
Now it's time
Okay.
to sing.
No.
In harmony.
Oh.
But we have a. If you were curious for that tale, you can ask in the comments and/or on Discord, and I will be happy to tell you about it. All right, Tobias, let's go.
What?
Let's go. Let's light that candle.
Why are you looking at me?
I guess you're the candle bearer
Yes,
now.
dude, it's always been that spot. You're in that spot. Go,
Somebody
go,
lights
go,
a
girl.
candle. You've earned the honor.
The Candle of Tales?
Jeez.
Congratulations.
He was looking a little too smug over there, so he needed to have something thrown his way.
Wow.
Do you feel offended that it got transferred?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. She's like, well, I guess if you want to have a bad
No,
candle,
Tatiana's
bad
all
game.
about Tatiana's all about
Sharing.
all about universal flow and sharing. Yes.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Yeah.
So, I think we mentioned this before, but we set an intent before each session, and Tatiana's tonight was diplomacy.
So don't worry about
Well,
going to your car later, Toby. It should be fine. It's my candle.
I have a little something to share.
Ooh.
A heartbreak, an eye blink, a breath. This is what 150,000 winters is to my sisters, and less than that to the crone of threads. Yet this has been my entire life, nearly all of it lived here on Terra, vice on the bright moon, Lucida. But why? As I watch the last emissary and the final Bellator Sanctus that I will ever know grow into their roles, it reminds me of the answer to that question. Perhaps it was because I was born here instead of above, but from my earliest memories, I have always seen something in humanity my kin did not. They see barbarism. I acknowledge that, while seeing a ferocious zest for life. They see violence. I acknowledge that, while seeing a massive boldness. They see evil. I acknowledge this as well, while also seeing a capacity for self-sacrifice and nobility that has transformed my own soul by long association. When I sought communion with Jason, my sisters believed me insane. The crone of threads told me my decision filled her with sorrow, and I wept. Yet that union, that joining of everything I was to Jason's own tremendous soul, was the only possible way to meet the moment, to defeat the Red Emperor and his god, Tagiran. To continue this most audacious experiment of life that recognizes itself as life. Concord has judged you and your fellowship have the potential for a greater impact than that even, Titus, Metellus, Glabrio, Vorn. She is rarely in error. The implications of that stagger me. Tesserin, warden of the storm lord, humbler of greatest carnifex, all of us wish thee bravery and devotion and love. I shall not live to see this hatchling grown, yet I already know this griffin will fly. Allez.
Allez.
That is
Come on. I love you, Tesserin. You were so mean when we Humbler. Nice.
So you are, obviously that was from the thoughts of Tesserin Stormwarden, who at first was the intractable guardian to the tomb of Jason Tenderheart, and now is something of an enigmatic ally. You, Titus, now the chosen warrior, the champion of Tawea, have some sense of this. Not every word that I just read, but you have an empathic impression of it, because obviously where Jason Tenderheart went, Tesserin was as well. And as his essence lives on in some way inside of Concord, inside of this weapon of legend, so too does Tess. Oh, your mind is not entirely your own. I don't like that. May I help you with this? This is as you're about to push the door open.
Yeah. Aye.
So on a bonus action, you open the doorway for Concord, for the sentience of the sword, for life which recognizes itself as life. And you feel the thick webs of the ensorcelment, the potent ensorcelment, far beyond what a mortal will worker could do, that the Rajad laid on you, that the ambassador to the Red Emperor laid on you. And in your soul's eye, her liquid bronze and gold form reshapes its arm into a two-headed battle axe. And all of a sudden, that tether around your brain and that manipulation of your tenderest affections, as well, by the way, as a telepathic link to you, is severed. And you're fully your own, so you're not charmed anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Telepathic link.
She had a I like to imagine that was us happening within our minds, kind of like, oh, that's so cool. Okay.
And then her presence, she stays vigilant. She is there, Concord is, but she's not foremost. It's going to take you a long time, or at least some time, to figure out what these various states of consciousness are for her. But she is present and kind of waiting, but not in battle mode.
Yeah. I believe we should go to my companions. I think they'd like to meet you.
You're already there. And you're pushing the door open. We're going to go back some torches.
Oh, thank God.
And we last left the rest of the fellowship standing vigil, didn't we? And
or hiding.
Well, or hiding. So Merrick, you had been attempting to escape the watchful eye of your latest fan.
A lustful fan, yes.
So, because she's literally watching your every movement, at disadvantage, make a stealth check.
There's nothing to hide behind. They sort of disappear briefly.
Can't even hide behind one of us.
I'm small.
You may get there. I want to see if you can do
That's
it.
That's true, because of a halfling, we can hide behind small objects. Yes, that's one of our.
This is your initial attempt. Let me see how you do.
Oh, not that great. 11.
Okay. She has this moment of where she's like looking up and seems terribly distracted by something, and then you're gone.
Oh,
and she looks around and doesn't find you again.
Oh.
Timed it right.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
And then, so she looks around, and instead, her gaze falls briefly on you. On Marcus, and then
I will be observing her though if I can, just to.
Yeah, no. Now you're in a good.
Focused on her predatorial-like nature.
She doesn't even bother trying to hide her disdain for Marcus. She just dismisses him as a possibility rapidly. And then you see her eyes flip between the two women. And then, yeah! So describe what Grip is doing.
Grip is holding in his hands a blade that is as big as he is,
about,
bigger than he is.
Yep.
And wherever the nearest tree is becoming splintered as he is hacking at it with both sides. And you can see he's like occasionally trying to like focus on it and try to do something. It doesn't seem to be working. It seems to be a little frustrating, but he's also just having a lot of fun just swinging it around.
And Toby, would you like to amplify the smell that Wasa got off of you from last session?
Oh, yeah.
I believe you have a small little addition to that you sent me.
Oh, right.
Do you have that?
Also in the
do you have that at the ready?
too.
Let me go deep into my mind palace.
My mind.
When you were discussing this, you were seeking his scent, his otherworldly scent, and the implications that it might have. I'd had some additional thoughts. So I had just said, you smell old earth that has been freshly tilled, which suggests the new bloom of an ancient heritage or something like that, or an old heritage.
Ancient heritage, I think, yeah.
I love that.
You smell the churning and rushing of water, like suggesting a potent life force in turmoil. And you smell the smoke of sparks in a field full of tinder, which you will know instantly that this boy's capacity for violence and rage exceeds his ability to control it.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that reminds me of like an island coming up out of like a volcano and just aging rapidly.
She had rolled really
from the
well on
sea.
that.
Oh, that's so cool.
I
love that.
didn't do a good enough job last week.
No, you did great.
Cool.
Awesome.
Schwack! Maliciously, you can see this boy's form is poor with the great sword. You don't believe that it suits him very well, as he's kind of wildly and off balance, taking these hacks at the tree, using it more like a sledgehammer than a weapon.
Is it the tree that the Rajat is in, or a different tree?
Debbie.
Further, she's further back. This was the tree. This was the tree that was closest to the fight with the Gataka when you guys
Okay.
were fighting the stormtrooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now he's hacking it up. What do you think of the body of one of the Red You get to see one of the Red Emperor's specimens in person.
If it's close enough.
Yeah, no, I mean it's basically at the foot of that tree.
Yeah, no, I'll wander around. I'll climb up. I'll climb up on it and sniff around and. Ugh.
Okay. So he.
I'll get with the sword.
At once he looks like a boy with a boy with the great sword, and then at other times there is something inhuman and animalistic. One might even say reptilian.
Suggestively reptilian.
Suggestively reptilian in the way that he's examining the body.
He keeps saying it's
Go ahead.
While I'm sitting there at Vigil, I'm watching the Rajad too, because I'm actually interested in how I relate to it best. Do I relate to it on an instinctual human level, or do I relate to it more as I would to an animal as I'm watching it, like look around?
Well, Randy, I think you finally get to make an animal handling roll.
I've been waiting 6 long sessions since the roll for the farmer and an entire year off.
Back,
I will
baby!
bring this skill to fruition
Hell yeah. Yes.
with a 21.
So you cannot. She is largely proof against your ability to, even for you, to read into her soul, or what passes as one. And in the main, you see a considerable intelligence behind those eyes, though she is not an animal.
Right.
However, there definitely is something inhuman and almost predatory in the way that she's looking. She's like a great bird of prey, like some sort of nightmarish suave harpesia made flesh.
Doesn't fly as high as a concord.
Whose mind do I want to whip next?
And finally, after a good deal of consideration, and this is like mid-afternoon now, she rules out maliciously, turns her eyes for whatever reason. Actually, Randy, since you rolled that well, make a religion check and see if...
I still haven't unlocked that, yes.
You've been blessed.
I still haven't unlocked that as my deviant skill.
Oh, as your variant
skill, I'm sorry, yes. I'm a deviant, I'm sorry.
that fits well with the chatter that was going on at the table before stream. Okay. For this, go ahead and give yourself that proficiency because you're like right on the edge now of it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
9. Sure, 9.
Okay. You're not sure. Yeah. Still so much to plumb. And as the boy is the furthest out from the group, I mean, he's not very far from you. This is all taking place pretty close, but like you, Marcus and Alicia, all are at the temple doors, standing vigil. You're not that far from them, watching, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 feet or something from them watching. Lisa, were you staying at the tree or were you getting close to the door of the cathedral?
I think Wesa would back away a little bit from Grip's
slashing and
behavior.
hacking. Behavior, okay.
But she would like really be observing him and then kind of looking at the Rajad and looking at the door. Like she's just kind of got her eye on what's going on.
Okay. How far away from Grip are you? Because you're probably the closest character to him then.
Probably 30 feet, maybe.
Okay, so you're giving him space, but you're
5 feet.
there that you can run up and quickly. Okay. So finally, this is like 3-4 torches after she initially plopped down in the tree. You see her slowly beginning to flutter her way toward him. I mean, no harm.
A guided flame bolt, right, or a guiding bolt, right at the tree where she's like starting to flutter towards, right next to him. If she's moving towards him, because I'm watching her like a knock.
You're using a spell slot?
No, the
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, yes.
Okay.
And sorry, it's clear that he's walking towards.
That she's fluttering toward him because he's close to y'all, but he's a little bit away because he was at the tree and y'all moved up to finally get to the temple, to the cathedral.
On a little conversation with Lisa, if time permits.
Yeah, no, there was time, but before she came up, yeah, go ahead.
So
then we'll catch up, Randy.
Of course.
At some point, decides
I guess there was a lot
stick
of time.
the blade in the ground, looks around, doesn't see Merrick. He's looking for Merrick, doesn't see Merrick.
What language are you speaking, by the way?
Common?
Dara.
Just want to make sure.
Sees you close by, approaches.
He does sweat. You see him, this boy lay there.
Sheen on some of the human skin. He's been exerting himself. It's a big, heavy sword.
Mm-hmm. For a while now.
The sum.
What? Lisa? The question. Titus. He's your lord?
Aye.
When I asked earlier, Merrick said that you don't serve him. But then Titus said you do. Do you serve him?
In a way, he's the leader of our community, but we serve a greater dream.
So you don't serve him, but you do.
Aye.
So, and then he said, Lord Brother. He was calling Titus Lord Brother, and I don't think Titus liked that. Why did he call him that?
Was I there for that?
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
You may have missed it. I mean, there was a lot of crap going on.
Yeah.
Where we come from, we kind of do things our own way. And if Lord Titus did not appreciate it, I expect he would have said something.
He did.
Well, then that's their business, isn't it?
So I can't ask?
I don't know what you expect me to say.
The answer.
Which is what?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
She shrugs.
Oh well. I'll go back to the sword.
Okay, you pull it back out. So, aim it at the base of the tree, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not attacking her.
Yeah, no.
Just letting her know
marking.
we're on
Yeah.
watch.
She looks at you. Noted. A boy. Dragon boy. Handsome, strong dragon boy. Wouldn't you like to speak with me? I certainly would like to speak with you. I've more in common with you than they.
Great. She wants to use you. I don't want to use you. You can sit with us if you wish, but I would not go to her.
Lies. Calumny. I wish to develop him.
And use you.
She rolls her eyes.
You don't want to use me?
Well, no, not really.
Not to accomplish your dream?
Your dream is your own. If you wish to join us, you may. But it's your own choice.
And I can't talk to her?
If you wish. But she is crafty. Just be aware of that.
Are you going to hurt me?
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
Can I see if he's lying or not? She's lying or not?
Or can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Mother's blessing.
What would that be? Like
Still no.
insight?
Oh, dude, that's
Insight.
10.
You feel the presence of the Great Mother, but even she isn't able to
Pierce my...
bring through to you what the truth is in this moment, at least as you can grasp it.
Yeah.
You stay over there.
Of course.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, thy future. Isn't that what every intelligent young man should be thinking of?
An eyebrow cocks.
I'm not going to rot here my entire existence, you know. In fact, I feel that my longtime tormentor, Vipo, his presence, it's fading. Look around you. Can't you see? Oh, wait. Well, perhaps your eyes can. But I am attuned to energies and pathways that these mortals aren't. And I suspect you may be similar. This place is changing. Already you can see it in the ethereal. These things, these wisps going. Whatever made this place, whatever relatively crude craft and power kept it together is dissipating. It will be something else. And with that something else comes my freedom. That could be also to your benefit, if you like.
Oh, your freedom is going to benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How great for me.
I noticed your ears perked up at mention of a dragon.
The change in his posture.
You see, I see no reason in this world that I shouldn't just fly my little self right over to the dragon that I strongly suspect has layered here. I can speak just fine with him, you know, and defend myself long enough to get his attention.
And why don't you do it?
Well, I probably will, as soon as I'm certain that Vipo won't exact some sort of vengeance on me for leaving. Would you care to come with me? It would be ever so much fun.
They already said they would take me to see the dragon.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
This group.
Oh, that is some good disdain. I love how it drips off your tongue.
Oh, honey, there are plenty of things that drip.
Ew, gross. Ew. Right.
Your type is always the most entertaining, you know.
Oh,
The pious man. The holy man. How amazing it is. How utterly remarkable when they fall.
She has a
Good.
point.
You are good. You have your pride under control. You're careful, but not timid. I smell no greed, nor hear no fury inside of you. But They all have a stench. Sometimes you just have to sniff a bit closer.
Agrippa, moment. What she just did was illustrate the things that she looks for in every single creature she runs across. Greed, envy, all the bad things that you might think
Fury, don't forget Fury.
of. Of course, and Fury. Mind you, Fury.
And
she
to
looked-
those perceptive, like he's like, there has been a shift in his his like jaw has set, and he's starting to look at you and getting a little more angry the more you're speaking.
That said, she will attempt to sway you and manipulate you with your own emotions.
And you won't.
I have no intention of it now.
My name is Grip.
Enough, Grip.
So, you want to take me to see the dragon?
It's a start.
And then what?
We'll see. But he's rather... See, unlike them, I'll tell you when I'm going to use you. And it's better if I have one of his kin, because you are related, clearly. That will get his attention. It may even prevent him from attacking long enough for me to get my pitch out.
May.
Yeah, may. But there's nothing certain. You're going to be in combat soon enough, all of you. Or have you not been watching the smoke that isn't coming from that camp anymore?
Well, we've been watching.
When did we ever say we were going to use you? If I recall, you just joined us.
What?
Gods. All right, since you've already had one person condescend to you today, of course they're going to use you. Everyone uses everyone in this world.
Oh, I know that.
Good.
I don't think they know that I know that.
Wouldn't you rather be with someone in the company of someone who's honest about it, rather than deflecting and sliding or prettying it up with unlikely homilies?
Well, yes, in theory.
In theory.
The difficulty that I face here, Ambassador?
Doesn't quite, it loses something in the translation to Daro, but yes, Ambassador.
Right. Ambassador to Garen?
Yes.
The god of tyranny.
Well,
who was destroyed
let's not get
in
ahead.
Great conflict centuries ago by heroes that I grew up reading stories about.
Propaganda, slander. Garen, the Titan of the Abyss,
Yes,
will never be
right.
destroyed.
Oh.
His avatar, my late employer, the Red Emperor, yes, he faced some terminal difficulties. This is true. And we all had a very, very poor day. However,
round two.
As evidence of us having this conversation, young man, Rip,
thank you.
Clearly, I understand. I have clarity on when something is lost and it's time to move on to new prospects. So,
and you're going to start with the dragon.
Well,
who you need me to speak to.
To sweeten the pot. He'll be curious about you.
So I will be a bargaining chip.
Distraction.
You'll also get some of your own questions answered.
Possibly. But I rather think I can do that without you.
Or them.
You point me in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. I'm really interested in what you have to say. It's just what you have to say isn't very good so far. But if you'd like to try again...
She does laugh. She says, tough crowd. Well, you know, I've been, it's AUC, what now? We are on that continent, aren't we? Camaranthus region, I believe.
Something or another.
27. Oh, come on. I'll learn soon enough. It's been some length of time anyway, so perhaps my powers of persuasion are a bit rusty. Well, if you change your mind, and it's not too late, and Auntie Rajad hasn't just flown the coop, then I'll be more than happy to scoop you up, and we can be off to fascinating and scintillating adventures. How does that sound?
That just sounds lovely. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Indeed. And, it's... And she seems on the verge of saying something else, and then... No, we'll just keep that gem to myself for the nonce. All right, then. I suppose I'll try. If I'm chrome again... Oh, she wouldn't say that. If I'm that Lacayan steel likeness again in a few flickers, then I suppose I knew I jumped the gun. Oh, don't do that, girl. Don't do that. No, I guess I'll wait. I've waited this long. What's a few more torches? And...
Terminal difficulties?
So she takes a tree, which is now about 150 feet away from you. And she gives you, and when she gets to the tree, she gives you a little wave.
Just break out the popcorn for what's about to happen.
Okay.
Apologies, dear. No offense. Intended anyway.
Thank you. Marcus?
Marcus?
What do y'all do through the night?
We're still standing guard.
You are?
I am going to do something I've never done before.
I love that look, Randy.
I am excited about it.
Hit me with it.
It was when she was talking how you can't see what's going on here. Well, I feel that I should be able to detect magic if I pray to it well enough. So I'm going to take a moment, center myself. Great Lady Tuaya, would you allow me to see magic at this moment?
Mana?
Okay. Probably... Yeah, probably not. So, you can feel around you these different sorts of vibrations, and for Tuaya, probably even there's some visual component to it as well, where you're seeing these soft lights and you feel her presence. She grants it to you. This is an internal light, Randy, so you see like a sprinkle of intention and stardust dancing around the outside of these trees. It's really splendid. Really, the grass. Do you look behind at the cathedral itself, or do you?
Have to. Yeah,
okay, you have to.
I have to. Like I just can't. Whatever's going on in there, like I said, it's his business. But just looking at the structure,
it starts to hurt your eyes, and then the light dims almost instantly to a point where you can look upon it, and you see. How do I even try to use English to describe this? You see patterns and matrices and spirals of liquid gold in the form of a cathedral that change and scintillate and coruscate throughout. You can see parts of the mana that are lighter and almost like air bubbles going through, and then parts that are very dark, and then finally parts that are solid, like an adamantine skeleton that runs throughout the structure.
So, in just stunned disbelief, I've never seen anything like this before.
Not remotely.
It's like he just turns and just steps back to try to get a bigger picture of it. Not far away from the entrance because he's still standing vigil, but it's just, there's probably some tears too.
You can feel some moisture on your cheeks as you look across it. You will never see anything as perfect as this aside from the birth of your children.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I knew.
Well,
is there any indication that he's in this religious reverie or is seeing mana in a way that is...
You heard him softly invoke his patron goddess.
To detect mana, to see the mana?
And then stepped back, and it seemed a quiet internal spell, quiet internal prayer.
You can use the eye?
Yes. How I can.
You can see the mana?
Yes. I can.
And you'll see... When he opens his eyes, they're glowing very slightly, very faintly, and he starts taking in whatever he is that he's seeing.
You don't see it as clearly, but you do see these patterns of force that are perhaps mightier even than the front gates to the Gravedigger's domain. Thicker, more deeper, and perhaps even older.
You see, here, and I'll point out this is impenetrable. It must be. There's no other possible meaning.
The Rajad wasn't lying either, because you find it hard to look anywhere other than the cathedral. You did catch a glimpse of it. You get a better view of it, but you see around it, these trees seem to be evaporating, molding, shifting, shaping.
Since Rajad is now been moved off quite a distance, I want to now refocus again back at looking at the environment to see if anyone's approaching or any threat.
Okay. She is now beyond your capacity, but perhaps not her capacity to see in the ever-increasing dark. Aside from my 2 vigil standers, what are the other 3 characters doing throughout the night?
I mean, I'm guessing we would take turns resting and closing our eyes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, so both you and Nalishli and Marcus are not going to be on vigil at the same time then? Or how many people?
I'm all right staying up all night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're
I'm
both
all right,
on vigil.
Okay.
This is an important moment. This is like Yulia's watch to me, so.
Wace is willing to sleep.
Okay.
I should know something.
Thank you for bearing this burden.
Yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna do?
All right, Merrick, what do you do?
He's staying up.
You're staying up?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Do you want a fire?
A fire? That would be pleasant.
I've been under the impression we're like super far away from them. Are we closer to them?
you can you can hear them, yeah.
Okay.
No fire.
Fire would be nice, actually.
It'll bring attention.
It would bring attention, and if Barolus is following us now and looking for us, it would be a beacon on a dark night.
But they can't see us in here, can they?
Can they? The magic is already disintegrating as we speak. I mean, Grip said it, the result said it.
Well, you have the sight for it. If you think that's true, then fine, no fire.
I mean, when we were coming in from Pulux, we came up with a design to keep the light inside by using stones and popping it up. I think, Merrick, didn't you help with one of my people during that time too? I think you were the one who helped.
I.
But
What if it were a bit under the ground?
How far?
How far do you need?
Yeah, 2-3 feet down should be enough. We can put.
It would make it easier to then, because this ground is not as good for that construction as where it was before.
I would say no, probably not. If we could heat up rocks with a smaller light source, maybe that might be better than just having a light source.
I'll be back. I need a scout.
Be safe.
I'll do my best.
Shadow monsters, don't forget.
No, he doesn't go towards the edge of the field or something, but he's gonna go south a little bit and stay to where the barrier normally would be, and kind of see what the force is there on that.
Okay, like if Barolus is trying to steal a march on you right now.
Yeah, do I see any torches out the way, something of that nature? Also, I can maybe detect the field and see how strong or weak it is, the one that we passed through initially.
Make a perception check. Yeah, you might be able to.
That's a good thought.
That will be a 17.
Okay. But you're not using a light source. So it's at disadvantage then.
That will be an 11.
Okay. Not as good. Even with an 11 though, you think you're like straining in the darkness. It's much thinner, Corey, and it's much spottier. almost like you had a hot sidewalk that was rained on and now it's starting to evaporate.
Yeah.
But you do see, so there are huge gaps and chunks in it. You see something of a field left.
It's like a spider web.
It's not totally gone yet, but it's, even as you're, like, if you're patient and you watch it for a bit, you can see it start to tick down.
Can I calculate roughly when I think it'll be mostly gone?
Make an Arcana roll.
Not too bad. That's going to be a 18.
Yeah. You look at it, you don't understand any of the mechanics of it, but for this you don't have to. Assuming all variables stay the same, probably shortly after dawn.
Is there anything I can do to put noise traps together? If I look around using my survival, things that I could think about that would potentially, like a layout that would, alert me.
Very hard. Two things are working against you. One is that you can't see in the dark.
Yeah.
And two is that this landscape is literally changing around you right now. So it's going to be something you feel, you're looking around and you're like, the spacing of the trees is changing, the evenness of the ground, because remember how it's all very predictable and it was all kind of a rolling hill up to the cathedral. That's starting to dip and warp and change. So you're doubtful.
Is it reverting to the stuff outside? Like,
make a survival check and see, because you're still relatively early in the process.
That one's not gonna be. I'm not rolling that great today. That's gonna be a 10.
You're not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure yet. You may re-roll maybe most of the way through the night when you've seen most of the transformation take place, and then you can reassess it.
I'm probably gonna continue. I don't know how much more I'm gonna continue.
Careful out here.
Yeah, because of I know there's like a certain way we got brought here.
Yeah, you don't want to be wandering out too far.
No, I mean, I'll go a little bit further, like maybe another 20, 30 feet, and see if I detect anything from that point of view. Otherwise, I'll just kind of wrap back around.
Well, I guess that would technically be a disadvantage. Too bad. Okay, no, you don't see anything. You hear some skittering, and I'll just give you this because I think it's funny. And it has, to be fair, it's been familiar. The landscape is changing enough that you think you hear Paija feet moving in the shadows.
Just thinking about them.
Because it didn't seem like they were able to get this far, and now you hear them, just briefly, and then they're
What
gone.
are our nighttime friends?
The shadows.
Yeah.
So far, so good. At some point, though, you have a hunch that when that field goes down, when the force field around here degenerates enough,
it'll be open.
Those things are going to start flowing in, and it's going to be open season.
I will make my way back.
Okay. So time passes, and for everyone who did not sleep, who is not inside, did Grip sleep? Yeah. Okay, where did he sleep?
I mean, just outside. I'll make myself a little hole if I need to.
Okay. What does the fellowship see when Agrippa goes to make some bedding?
Nothing, because it's dark. Because they don't want any fire.
Oh, good call.
Fair
It's
enough.
dim. It's a dim light. You do have some of Twilight. How close?
You do have a gigantic.
Donnie, how close are we to the next Callan's?
2 days.
2 days. Okay, so you have a fair bit of light. It's quote unquote dim light. I would actually say the Callan's would count as full light because it's so bright.
And it's Lucido.
You're almost there. Yeah.
So you'll see him like looking around for like a patch of ground that is mostly flat. Doesn't need to be perfectly flat. Then he'll just take a second and say to himself, and as he moves his hand across, the ground clears off as if a claw or a hand is pushing it away, and he leaves a nice flat space for him to see.
Nice.
Okay.
Is it like burning it away? Or?
Just
Oh,
moves.
just moving it. Oh, that's awesome.
Just moves.
Oh yeah.
And then you
Plow rake.
settle in. It looks comfortable to you, Nilishly.
You love
Looks fine to you.
Sport, what are you up to there?
Need some company?
Thanks for making my bed for me, dork.
I'm gonna lean over to Marcus and
Grip, you know, kind of close enough.
I don't trust him.
Grip?
Aye. Where did he come from? What is he doing here?
Brought to us by something, vouched for by Tess, and I trust her implicitly. Him implicitly. Them implicitly. He seems young. He seems like a boy. He seems like he's full of fight and vinegar and doesn't know one way from another to another right now.
But it seems that he's related or knows somehow the dragon.
It looks like he might be part dragon. I mean,
I do not trust them.
oh, he hasn't done anything to earn distrust yet. Let's give him some time. Just a little bit.
Aye.
Keep your eyes
She
on him.
keeps her eyes on him.
Okay.
Thank you for keeping vigil with me, by the way. Can you see magic too?
Have you seen magic?
Yes.
Can I?
You look around, and that thing that was in you, your characters would know it as mana or will working. You can feel that back. Remember that thing that was kind of building up where you wanted to touch? You wanted to touch. So you don't think it's the same thing as what Marcus was doing, but you do still feel some sort of sensory ability. Roiling is too chaotic of a word, like kind of pulsing and flowing through you that has yet to be tapped.
Oh, where did that thing go that I wanted to touch?
All the chrome. Remember, it was the chrome.
Oh, it was
people.
the chrome people.
Yeah, and they're largely in shadows now.
And the chrome is not dissolving with this force field?
Fortunately, considering what's in the chrome. What's in the chrome?
In the box.
Fortunately, as the landscape starts to dissipate and change, you see these figures too kind of fading away. But you might be, if you wanted to go right now, you might be able to find one of them left that is like solid enough to interface with, or not.
And just because I remember last time, the temptation was like a 5 on 10. That's not risen any higher?
No.
Okay. No, I will be staying put.
All right. So you look longingly, perhaps, at one of the last ones that's still visible as it gets darker and darker. You see Merrick.
Yeah, before we
trudge back in.
Pottery. We have, I believe, company coming.
What kind?
All sorts of kind, including the barrier almost dissolved, and the ones that hunted me.
The shadow creatures.
Yeah.
Right.
We may have to, no choice. He looks at the building, may have to go in there. At least through the door.
Not yet. It's a sacred place. We do not go in there. We make our stand here, and that's it. I'm sorry, Merrick. We are not stepping foot in that place. I understand what you're saying, and I trust your judgment.
You'd rather die than go in that place.
I would rather not desecrate my goddess's temple.
Why would he desecrate it?
We were not invited in. We will bring everybody around the gate. We will make our stand here if we must, but we will make our stand here.
I'm going to search this area out. I'll continue to search the area out near the wall to see if there's any defensive positions or other buildings or anything that we can make use.
No other buildings, and again, you're frustrated. Your attempt to survey the land is frustrated by this changing environment. However, the one thing that does seem to remain constant is that there's going to be some kind of grade coming up to the cathedral. Even though sometimes it's going to be sharper, sometimes it's going to be almost a mini plateau situation where a lot of it's fallen in. I mean, right now.
And are the trees shrinking, growing, changing as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
The cathedral's still sitting higher, though.
But the cathedral is sitting higher, and the cathedral is unchanged by all of this craziness going on with the topography.
How far away are they from us if we're standing vigil at the gate, at the door?
At the door now? Pretty close. How close did ways to go to sleep.
I mean, she's not dumb. She's gonna be like near her people.
Like 10, 15 feet or something. Yeah.
She's just resting.
So you took your cloak, wrapped it around you, have your backpack out there, have your little,
You're getting a solid 8.
You're just chilling, man. You're recovering. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
When I look at the cathedral, is there areas that you can like literally climb up of and like hutch on, like grooves or spots?
Potentially, but remember, y'all, it is aside from your invocation of will and your invocation of will, it is still like just manually, like with normal eyes, it's still very difficult to look at it.
Okay.
Because it's out of focus, it's still blurred. That has not changed.
Okay.
It may not even be Vipo. That might not even have been Vipo. That might
Could have been Tipo.
Something else. Could have been Tipo. It wasn't, but could have been.
Those two fellas.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Can I watch I can see what he's doing right now. Got an idea, though. This might actually be one. If it is, I'm going to take a step back and look at it just as it like shimmers in and out, kind of feel to it. If it's as difficult for us to see and we're up close, we might be able to use it to sort of smoke screen and mask ourselves. If we get close enough to the wall, we can just hunch down and wait until the night comes. If they're having a problem, I have a hard time seeing it. They would have a hard time seeing it.
Grippa. That's her name, yes?
Grip.
Grip. What did he do over there?
Merrick notices the dirt moving on.
Will working of some kind. Made a nest for himself. I know.
He made a comfortable bed.
He's an earth mover.
You see some of that earth gradually starting to pile over a foot of his as the earth changes.
That is weird. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of sounds like it'd be something you'd like to do. Could you figure that out?
It sounds quite nice.
Right? No.
If for some reason I'm not here, if he could make a ditch
we could see it
before here with a mound, that will
that's
be
not a
good
bad
protection.
idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
The
Maybe we
landscape
dig
is
into
changing
the
though,
ground.
so I don't know exactly how it'll end up, but it'll give some protection.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. You got as much sleep as you can. Grip. Huh? Grip. I'll get it all out.
What?
Are you as good at digging through the ground as you are as making the bed? I was wondering if you would work with us to make a ditch in the ground. I'll help as ever I can.
Shovel. Titus a shovel.
Oh.
It
that
digs
is
very
accurate,
well.
Isn't it?
Where is it?
It's in his pack.
Yeah, which is not on him. He had to take off everything.
I left it out here before he walked in.
All of my
Just
stuff. It's
saying,
you guys.
just saying.
It's right next to us.
Yeah, I left it out here when he walked in.
That's a great pool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sitting here sweating, dude.
Go over and get it.
Everyone, good job. I'm grabbing I'm just moving on over and grabbing the shovel.
What did you say? What do you want me
We
to
need
do?
to dig a hole in the ground to
A pretty
act
long
as
trench.
barricade.
In a mound in front of
Yeah?
in front of
Would
you.
you help us do this?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna get started on one side.
Unless anyone wakes me up, I'm just
No,
chilling.
No.
No, Waze is getting a full, nice, long rest.
And there's only one shovel?
Yeah.
I'll stand guard.
I'll keep eyes out.
The best shovel ever.
If it takes a while, just go back yours.
I will also remind the players, this is the last day of food that you had with you. Mm-hmm. So you can eat fine this day, but if you're here another day, you're going to start having problems.
Gonna have to go hunting.
Unless you get out, yeah, you'd have to leave here and actually get into the forest and hunt.
Good thing we're out of here.
Yeah.
So you want me to?
One can hope.
You want me to dig a ditch? Where?
Well, we're thinking here, yeah?
Yeah, right in front of the. Yeah.
As close to the building as possible.
We're trying to
This
use
high.
this to mask ourselves from anybody who's hunting us, and there are people hunting us.
That way, if arrows come at us, it'll hit the building.
All right.
And
Stand back.
oh, stand back. Oh, stand back.
And it literally looks like he's just digging his hand into the ground, and it is just moving within a space of 5 or 6 seconds.
How much are you moving?
It says you can move 5 feet.
5 cubic feet of earth.
Oh.
Hey, You said yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Awesome.
If you're doing this repeatedly, I don't care if it's a cantrip. If you're doing this repeatedly, that's gonna start tiring you out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I assumed you were gonna. It's the one in the middle there.
Yeah.
I assumed we were gonna have additional haggling. But
Yeah,
I mean, he was just trying to make his bed. These guys are work.
yeah, bed is fine. Yeah, instantaneously excavate it. That's the big one.
I mean, that shovel.
And then
does pretty good, too.
these all last for the shovel's gold.
as far as the holes are concerned, it's just there. Like the symbol fades after a time or
Right,
whatever. but, like,
charge lasts 1 hour. Yeah.
I don't have bullshit.
as far as a hole, it's just there.
Are you going to wait for him first and then use the shovel for touch-up, or do you want to use the shovel as the main mover and then have him? How do you
I
want?
don't want to get in his way at this point.
Okay, so you're going to let him.
him do
you're
the
going to let
main
him out
left.
first.
But I am going to be showing him that I am ready to jump in as soon as he shows that he's ready, because I'm not going to use him. We're not
It's
going to
not,
start.
and it's not like a full-size shovel either, y'all.
It's like a trout, right?
It's a trout. Yeah.
Well, then you have on your figure.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is old hat for me. I'm used to these, bro.
He said he was there, like ready to jump in. I don't know.
You too. Okay, so for control, I'm probably going to run this the same way that I was thinking of running Thaumaturgy. Make a Arcana check using Charisma instead of, because that is your casting ability, yeah?
Yes.
Using Charisma instead of Intelligence.
So that's going to be a 17.
And this is just, and you're literally, what are you doing?
I'm making a ditch.
You're just literally making a ditch? Okay.
That's what, that was the ask.
So there is a ditch, and there is displaced earth. I assume you're going to stack the earth in a generally southerly direction.
Marcus, I know you're good with that, but I know how to build this.
It's all you.
I'm still like
Miracle actually-
kind of half asleep. I don't really know what to do.
We'll actually start structuring it correctly to give it the appropriate ditch and lip that we may have done in
And
the past.
Defensive digging.
the best possible defense. Okay, no, that makes sense. You start preparing it. The trowel goes through with ridiculous ease, Corey. It makes it.
I'm channeling Jasmine right now, so it's like almost like a sandcastle, sort of molding it. What I need to do with it.
You're almost there's almost no resistance.
Wow.
As you're going through.
I never used it. I've seen it. You only used. Yeah.
He hasn't used it that many times either.
Haven't had to.
Make with advantage, because he shaped it for you first, and you're using something magical. This will be probably an intelligence check. Yeah, because you don't have architecture or anything along those lines.
Nope.
Not a super high DC, because this isn't too
17.
difficult. 17
Plus 3. 2. 19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you shape it up, and I'll say that
Sleight of hand.
I'll say that square. No, because it was a conceptual thing. You have the physical with your dex and that school. You don't even have to roll for that. You have the physical ability to do whatever. You just have to conceptualize it correctly. Okay, so I'm going to say that square now shooting out from that would be like three quarters cover.
Great. Nice.
Yeah, because it's almost entirely blocking you.
Why'd you put it there like that? I'm going to start quizzing you as to why you're doing the things you're doing. You don't have to actually answer ad hoc here, but just to have it said.
Bear goes around and
he's like quizzing you as why you're making the decisions you're making.
If you're doing that while I'm actually building it, I'll be happy to go through that process. If it's afterwards, I'll give you more of a quick, like 1-word answer, 2-word answer sort of thing.
That's probably happening during this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, so you're talking him through. Sure. This is how the arrows have to arc. They don't shoot in a straight line. So here, but we still need enough sight that we can hit them, et cetera, et cetera. You know, so you're kind of like, and we need enough room. So this is why it's this far back. Instead,
we can shoot.
Yeah,
we can duck.
We have things that can be stored behind us.
They put little arrow slots in. I don't know if I can or not. How to structure that.
No, you're because there's nothing to hold. There's nothing to hold it in place. But
yeah, that makes sense.
But you have it structured now where it's like kind of graded and shallowed at either side. So you can have one person at each ear. I'll even say
a proper fox.
You got a 19?
Yeah.
I'll even say that you have that you made it so that there can be it's going to be cozy in there. Probably only the two people, because technically
there's only two of us that actually use arrows, anyways. Otherwise, we have very ranged weapons as well. But yeah.
You do.
And the wrath of God.
Well, yeah, we have magic. We have magic.
And if someone
mana.
If someone's if someone's standing right behind the mound as well, it would offer some cover, even and be outside of the foxhole.
Okay.
So it's effectively a foxhole now.
Great.
All right.
And
Is that it? Are we done?
Feel free to go back to sleep. But over here next to the wall. No, I'm sorry, but it's for the best.
Muttering under his breath.
I don't want to see you be a pincushion.
Move over and gently shake her. So we need you to move over next to the wall. You can go back to sleep, but it has to be up there.
She just frowns. She just gets up and moves.
I feel like Father Marcus right now. We're like, oh no, Lucia, come on, let's go to the bed.
Sweetheart. You can't sleep on the couch again, man.
all right,
Gotta go to bed.
for all of you don't have to roll, Wesa. You can roll with advantage. The other three of you make Constitution saves, or you pick up a level of exhaustion.
I am going to use resistance on myself.
Not the entire night. You're not.
But towards the end, as the morning comes.
Towards the end, but it's an accumulation throughout the night.
Oh, baby. Constitution. Look at the side ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be the third one down.
15.
15?
15.
15? Passed.
10.
10?
Is that a pass?
Welcome to.
Or is that a
You have a level of exhaustion now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
23.
23, you're fine. And you slept.
And Girly's sleeping,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. If you weren't physically active, I would have given that to you, Corey. But you continue to make prep through the night. You're gonna make sure that you have all of your arrows, because you brought a crud ton of arrows, didn't you? So you're gonna make sure that all of those arrows are at hand.
And pylons.
In there. You're gonna take the pylum out. You're gonna stack those. You want to take the ARPO ladders out as well and stack those. So that basically becomes your little depot back there. Okay.
King's Depot.
No,
I have another two quivers as well that I brought from the trip. So
Yeah.
We have a lot from there.
Pop.
Well, this is where it matters.
Should have brought more food.
Okay.
I can purify it.
What's that?
Nothing.
No, you don't have to. Yeah, you're good. You don't have to roll.
Yeah.
So,
Sleepy.
the first rosy fingers of dawn began to lay grip on the sky as the inevitable change betwixt Tezcatli and the Lord of the Dawn Star Coatl begins. And you see the soft rose rising from the east. Corey, now, especially because you know where to look, you're a little horrified at how depleted the shield is, but your calculation was basically correct. And you think you've probably got about another torch. Now, here's the thing, because you're running through these different scenarios. No roll on this, because you would have been obsessing on this all night. If Barolus has stacked his men right at that shield, that's a different scenario than if they have to cross the mile plus between, it's about a mile. So basically eat the mile. That might buy you more time if he's farting around in the camp. You don't know. You don't see activity in the camp now, however, coming from the camp. So you're your character, but you probably wouldn't be comfortable assuming that you have that extra time.
No, I'm not. And do I have an idea, kind of, based on what I saw previously, kind of what their pattern of, from a military perspective, kind of what the formation would look like? Were they that coordinated? I mean, they had a wall.
Yeah, you're not.
They kind of had us in a rock and a hard place.
They didn't really seem. They did well. Actually, this part you would remember all too well. The archers were quite well coordinated. Aside from that, you're not sure what tactics that era would use, because you now know they're from a different generation.
And do you remember how many of them there were?
Oh yeah. 60.
Anybody want to answer that?
About 60.
Plus their lieutenants as well.
That were left in the camp, yeah. And they had some significant firepower, some significant individuals on their side, like Constantine.
At least 3 chosen. And that's not assuming KBO doesn't come back in anyway.
That's an assumption on Avad. Constantine and Barolus, are chosen.
Oh no, KBO.
Well, I was talking about Avoid, but
Yeah, he was talking about
I
Avoid.
was, but
Y'all at this point assume that KPO at least is not actively turning on you. He may sit the battle out at the ship, but given his experiences with Tesserin, he's not going to come anywhere near this place. So, because really he should have died the first encounter, and he just barely survived it. Okay, so Wesa,
I'll rise.
You rise. Your timing as ever is impeccable because you see right as you rise and you stretch,
Yeah.
and you feel the dawn. You feel the cool, that beautiful confluence of dawn renewal and coolness along night coolness with the dawn's renewal and the growing warmth. It's like just perfect. Just absolutely perfect and delicious. You feel the dew around you. You can smell the grass in a way that you've never truly stopped to appreciate what that's like. And even your cloak around you is the embrace of an old friend.
You have the best rest of anyone.
This is what it is.
I love
This
it.
is what it is to be your archetype at 4th level as you're beginning to come into your own and your senses are just alive.
Yes.
And as you're stretching and you're finishing your morning, Nalishli and Marcus, you see the door, as if it was timed, begin to open.
Spin around.
I face you and I step off to the back, like off to the left. Like let the door open up outward. Does it open inward?
Inward.
Inward. So I step off to the left.
I spin around and face the door.
All right, Donnie. You step through the threshold. You're back.
Is he clothed?
You are wearing pure white robes.
I'm holding a sword by my hands with no sheath.
That have an almost satin feel to them. And he walks out. You see this, all of you see this pure white sword with gold etching around it. It looks like an antique gladius, like a little different design, but it's basically a gladius. Actually, ironically enough, it looks more like what Lady Vale's first weapon looked like, because remember she was rocking a century-old suit and armor.
Yeah, it's before the shields were large and they matched more. So like Gladius is always being like about a small of that. It was longer where the shields were smaller, so it was more of like a blocking. Yeah. It's not two-handed, but it's still.
You wouldn't have this word, but it's actually, it looks like closer to a longsword than what we would, but it's still heavy like a gladius, so it's a pretty substantial weapon. But he seems to be holding it with ease. How are you? Describe kind of how you, okay.
Yeah, it's still walking out with that. You'll see kind of, it almost looks like dried, but it's almost rustic, but it's still light. And there's a little bit of blood dropping, and he's walking out slowly, just keeping his balance, trying to be as focused as he possibly can until he sees all of you in the sleeping regions that you are, and he's like, hello?
I'll take a knee immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay. You
I
drop.
stay standing, but I'm looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, your eyes kind of go wide because you see he's been transformed by whatever happened in there.
I'm still on the ground, but I'm just watching intently.
Okay.
And I guess also probably as one thing is that now that he's looking at Concord with his one kind of milky eye, it's no longer as blue, it's more as white as matching the sword because it's almost reflecting from it.
Mm.
This
Okay.
is cool, yeah.
Okay.
He's like, please rise. What did I miss?
Preparations for battle. Nothing much.
How are you feeling?
We feel different.
Mm.
I don't know how else to describe it. We. My friend. And I would just kind of like look at the sword and be like,
Yeah, it's Concord.
hi.
Did she gift it to you?
She allowed me to wield her
Mm.
for our purpose.
And what is our purpose?
Can't wait to show you. It's beautiful.
Ashley's gonna clap an arm on his shoulder.
And he'll.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Nanashi.
You feel the scales on the back of your neck perk up as you realize that you're,
Rip,
what you're
you
looking
have
at.
my old sword.
Oh, here. It's got some nicks in it.
You're gonna take it and be like,
The tree has been hacked. You can see the nearby tree where somebody about 4'11" has been hacking wildly into it.
this has taken a lot of life. I see that you're trying to take some of your own.
It's too big for me.
I think it should be left here for Jason.
Hope he doesn't mind.
And then you'll just kind of see Titus's eyes are kind of going to go up a little bit, and he's going to ask Concord, would that be okay if I left my old sword with him for whatever he may need in the afterlife?
Yes.
And then he'll just take it, and he's going to place it and go all the way down into the front part of it. So, like, the hilt is the only thing that's standing. He just wants to put whatever power he can to, like, sword in the stone almost. I feel quite cold.
Let's get you on it.
I fix, please.
Let's start moving over. I've actually put on armor now plenty of times. I'm actually starting to get pretty good at this.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I am. Should I make a roll to see how well I'm doing?
Yeah. I'll have Nelisha help as well and be like, we need to go and find Jason. We need to help him.
We set up defense here in case they came through.
Lord Titus,
But we weren't sure what to do at that point.
Barolus will probably be here within a torch.
Do we know that for sure?
The camp, the
No,
time, the shield is down now.
I don't
Clearly
care
down.
for Barolus, I care for Jason.
Do you know where Jason is?
Right where we left him.
Can I tune into Jason at all?
You try, and no.
We've took time to set up defenses here for when he comes because the numbers are...
We made a promise to him.
So then are we waiting?
We're getting ready.
To move or to set?
To move.
All right, let's
I
get
think
going.
we need to move
Yeah.
now.
I mean, it's great that we had these fences, and they're great in case we needed it.
Shall I go scout first to see how close he might be, my lord?
Don't go further than 50 feet in front of us.
Please be fast.
Mark goes off.
Okay.
Yeah, and just start getting ready.
You're getting ready. All right. You're getting back there.
Hey, let's see my necklace, please. Marcus, I see you like that shovel.
Oh, we needed this.
Lisa, you catch on the wind. How unfortunate. And you look over, you're the only person who catches as she backpedals and then disappears.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
And does she like disappear through like, or does she just actually fly away?
She kicks with her wings back, and she just like when Vipo stood back and just kind of started fading. Yeah.
Like Harry Potter
But
disappeared.
it's that, but instead of taking like 4, 5, 6 seconds like Vipo did, it was swift. It was maybe one heartbeat, 2 heartbeats. So you clock that.
Use dramatic.
Make an insight check on her. This is gonna be hard, obviously, because you have to beat her deception.
Insight. I mean, it's 21.
21.
Yeah.
Did I beat her?
You cannot crack the cool exterior of the ambassador to the Red Emperor, who's unemployed, by the way, if you want to. She is currently looking for an employer.
Yes. Dude, terminal difficulties.
Yes.
The best line I've ever heard. That's so.
Hey, even in dark
good.
fantasy, we have to have fiendish
so
corporate doublespeak, you know.
So good.
You go off, Corey, and you have an urging to get a little bit further because you're trying to get past.
Oh, I'm gonna go a little further.
You're trying to get past this copse of trees. He disappears from your sight, but you.
I'm gonna do the appropriate scouting mission here. Yeah.
So you go out with your little legs. One good thing, it does look like the lay of the land is becoming something a little more familiar to you, instead of the alien landscape of this like blasted blasted rubble.
Well, it's actually
and
returning
ruins.
back to its normal, Terra level.
You're not sure, but it's
the plants and
you're
everything.
starting to feel like you can get into your rhythm here in a way that you've been disoriented through so much of this. So you don't see like an excess of tulips and lilies. You don't see the bizarre Maiden's Favor offshoot here. You see some of those, I should say, but you're also beginning to see a more natural pattern of life emerging.
Is that island-based life or life that I've recognized in other areas?
Island-based life, but still life.
Yeah.
So you're going through. Make 2 rolls. First, with disadvantage now. Perception and then survival.
Let's roll this again.
And the survival will. The survival's just going to be raw because you would have had advantage on it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty bad on that one. If this is, you mean raw?
Yeah. So you would have had advantage on that. So just roll a single die for the survival one.
Okay. I got a 13, and then for survival, I got a 19.
13 even with disadvantage on the perception. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been better. Or actually worse, but the same, both those dice.
The DC on that wouldn't be super hard now, from where you're at actually. So remember how the red field just went on and went on and went on.
And is the grade still higher?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's not even anymore though.
Okay.
So it's more like a roll. It's more like almost like somebody took waves and froze them in place. So you have peaks. You have peaks and valleys, but does generally still go to the cathedral. So it's not nearly as far as what you remember walking, because again, remember the distance was quite far, and you see Barolus's men, or at least you hear them, and you see the suggestion of them, and they're champing at the bit right on that field, and some of them have begun to climb over the field, over the bottom of the field, like giving each other boosts, even throwing grappling hooks into holes.
Like how much of a hindrance is the field? Of the actual field.
Of the force field.
The force field.
So they're throwing hooks. So basically, it's still dissolving because it dissolved at the top first, mainly. Like the top's completely, the top like 50 feet of the dome. That's totally gone now. It's just open air, and it's going down toward the ground. So they're climbing through. They're on top of each other, some of them, and you got a 13. It's not. It's still too far to hear, even though you're having that country effect where sound travels freakishly far. Lived out in the country before, so I know what that's like. But so there was a chance that you could hear it. Do you want to take some time and really try to sit and make that roll again, or are you going to get the hell out?
I'm trying to calculate if, in as fast as I can, if it's better for us to meet them here while they're having that difficulty, or
if it's constantly going
based on how fast.
Yeah. That difficulty, it's going to be gone
soon,
pretty soon. Yeah.
All right. And do I see how many?
There are at least from where you can see, there are at least 20 of them, but you can hear more coming. So,
I will.
And at the front, and you can see with his red hair, because remember it's dyed, with his auburn hair and his barrel chest, you see the unmistakable 6'4" figure of Barolus.
I do not see Jason at all.
Who's directing? No.
Okay.
Who's directing them?
I will book my bag as fast.
Okay, you'll get the hell. You'll get the hell back. Okay. So you start running back, and go ahead. You make it.
They're at the shield. They're climbing it now. The shield won't last much more longer than half a torch.
Did you see Jason?
I did not see Jason. There are at least 20 and more coming. Barolus is at the head of the group. The field it's there. I mean, not the field, but the slope is just natural.
Changing back.
And the cathedral's still totally intact.
Cathedral is untouched through all of this.
Tactically, Titus, I think this is the best position for defense versus going out to meet them. Of course, it's your call.
I think we should pray for Jason and make us stand here.
possibilities if we could do it fast enough. I was thinking about it through the night, and there is a whole army of Zosh down there ready to fight these people, and have been ready for 60 years to fight them.
At the tent.
At the tent.
They're between you and the tent.
Is there no way you could use your blood to call them?
Concord, would you be able to extend an invitation and possibly say something to an old friend?
I exist within you and only within you, or within those who have shared me. Tesserin is
Jason.
nearby.
Can I ask a favor of you?
So you try to find Jason in Concord?
Yeah.
That's going to take some doing. Are you going to sit and try to draw in?
Keep an eye on as much as you can. I think I have an idea. And then I'll
Okay.
sit down and I'll try to like
So
meditate.
you sit and you really pull in. Okay, hold off on that. Oasis, since you specifically asked, you turned around. You do see the cathedral beginning to come into sharper and sharper focus.
Does it feel inviting to us?
No.
Okay.
Not hostile though, just implacable.
Implacable. Do I feel that it has intelligence that is aware of us?
This will be a difficult roll for you, but make an Arcana check.
Probably good.
No.
What? Tell about the
You're
cathedral.
uncertain.
Divinity or anything like that.
Is there going to be a fight?
Odds are yes.
Hi, Grip.
You should probably hide if you don't want to fight with us.
I'm not worried about me. Why not run?
Fair enough.
There's 20 more.
There's at least 60 that we know of. 20 is here that we know of. More behind them.
I'm gonna also feel into the field of the cathedral and sense if it feels inviting, or at least a safe haven.
It just feels hard to you.
Without Capio, we don't know all the areas to maneuver through without encountering other things.
Nah, I'm not.
Remind me how far we are from... We're hoping that the ship is on the north side.
If Capio got there and if he delivered the message, the ship should have had time to circumnavigate the island and get there. In the back of your mind, of course, you're worried about La Serpienta over there, you know. So
The mermaid.
the woman who was the creature
Lady of the
who
Water.
was making the waves and giving you hell on your way here.
But if the ship was there, how far would it be?
To the north, you guys are basically at the center of the island.
Okay.
But the island isn't actually that big.
Right.
It's just that you've been dealing with craziness. So
We've really just gone just like this.
you've been
It's been 2 days.
you've been probably a couple miles.
Okay. So it wouldn't really be that long of a jaunt.
Are they going to find you, or are they trying to find this place?
They are coming here. The
Do they
shield.
know you're here?
Yes.
They're here for us at this
They
point.
potentially know we're here. The other thing is, Barolus has always wanted to come here, and now he can.
Yeah. So let him. What's he going to? You have the sword.
Completely focused
Yeah,
on
it
this.
is.
He has the sword. Why would let him go into the cathedral? Run.
Angel, was that Tesserin thing?
That was inside.
Silent thing, okay.
So here's the thing. We can't run. We have an obligation to take care of Barolus, because if we don't take care of Barolus, when this place... Haven't I noticed the change in...
Focus?
Yeah. Not just the place, but like the trees are actually...
Oh, of course. There's no way that you couldn't notice that.
I feel that this place is turning back into a normal place. And if we leave an island like this with a bunch of undead creatures on this island...
They're undead?
Yes.
Lots.
We have to take care of them here and now. We cannot leave them loose on this world.
How would they get off the island?
They could walk. Do they need to breathe? Maybe they could walk on the ground of the ocean.
A fair point.
We also have an obligation eventually to release those of the village.
Coily, yeah.
Yes, that is my obligation.
Right. We have things to do here. You do not need to join us, Grip. I'm not asking you to run. I'm giving you a choice.
I appreciate the concern. I just want to make sure you're not doing something stupid.
I as
Don't be so
well
sure of that.
believe that we need to find better
Lord
ground.
Titus,
I'm still.
This isn't the place to
This is
confront
probably
60
the answer is no,
members of
but
undead.
can you find out if
I don't know how much
we
time
have to seek refuge if
we need to go.
going inside, even barely, just to have
Go to the
safety?
ocean.
is a
Can't
part.
hear you. He's focusing on
Copy
this.
to the
okay.
ocean and
That's fine.
And the land.
Say he's not
It's a
ignoring
beach.
you.
We wouldn't have any cover.
What's going on there?
What are the fallibilities of these undead?
I mean, I've never used Twaya's gifts on them. I do not know what would or would not work.
How are they around fire? Many beings of the night
Same
are
answer.
not fond.
Same answer there. I have no idea. It could be effective, or it could just be like normal fire to them.
We have the bladder ready to go. The humans will definitely be affected by that.
If they are undead, spiritual energy should work on them. Should. And we, as I motioned between the two of us, use that in spades.
How's the land look in front of here? And is it kind of settled-ish enough to where it's stable-ish?
It looks pretty settled, and it looks like you're now just looking over a kind of unremarkable light wood.
I want to see if doing any
like virgin ground almost,
any sort of bladder trap, whether it's putting them above and then having them cut with rope to having them actually lay on the ground and be there soaked pre-hand. Is there anything I can think of just from a...
If you act swiftly, because they are going to have to cross. You're sure by now the swiftest of them are through the field.
Yeah.
If you act with alacrity now, you probably could get. You can't get anything elaborate going, Corey, but you can probably soak the ground, and then because you do have a chance to range the shot. If you get a fire arrow going, you're thinking you might hook them up with a little something before they get to you.
I will look at him. He's doing something.
And make a raw intelligence check here at disadvantage.
I'm gonna roll a different die today.
Yeah.
That one is just not working very well. That will be a 14.
Disadvantage because you're tired.
Disadvantage. That'll be 11.
11. Okay. The thought is like sluggish, and it takes you longer, but you're like, this is important, so you just really bear down on that and follow the trail. And then it's like, what was that? So you're like maybe talking with the party, and you're like a little irritated, and then finally you pull it through the fog, which is one advantage that you have here that you don't have anywhere else, is you know exactly what direction they're going to head.
Right.
Because they're going to be making a beeline for this place.
Mm-hmm.
So do you start soaking the ground? Do you recruit some people to help you?
I help
What do you
recruit
do?
people. If I could even set up sticks with, I don't know if that, I would try and make the best. I know they're coming this direction, so
You're not going to have time for
right. I recruit some people to help me soak the ground.
Okay, that's probably about as much as you can do realistically. Who's gonna? You guys know what I'm talking about. You're basically just going to dump out the ARPO bladders.
X amount of feet ahead of us.
The X amount of feet, and
What's the range? Like maybe like 20, 30 feet. I don't know. What depends on the
Further out.
range? Further out.
Yeah.
because you, Wace's one of your archers, so she's going to going to have to be able to hit it. What's the distance? What's the shorter distance on your bow?
80 feet.
80. So if you put it out at 80 feet, which is like at the edge of her effective range, you could hit them, and they'd have to be on fire dealing with that for a couple rounds.
You might need to put it a little bit closer. That way, we have more bodies to hit. If it's maybe like 5 feet, like 75.
Any natural choke points?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So about 70. Not really. There is one. Not the way that they're coming. They do have a couple patches of quote unquote rough terrain, of difficult terrain that they're gonna have to like rip through bramble and crap like that. Okay, so you're gonna soak it. I'm picturing. Tell me if it's different. I'm thinking a pretty broad line.
Yeah.
And you're gonna soak it on that 75-foot range. Her effective is gonna be 80. Okay.
Matt, is there any way that you can make a very enticing path that we can booby trap in the short amount of time we have? I'm not talking serious, but if they're running, ready to get up to us, they're probably going to take the first thing that looks open and inviting to them.
They're over there.
Oh shit, guess not.
And I get the flint and steel out ready to
Okay.
do what I need to do.
Okay, how far away are they at this point?
They didn't actually spot you.
Oh.
They're spotting the cathedral now.
Oh.
Because the cathedral is
So high and
is high and raised.
Okay.
And it's now full light, and it's becoming easier to see by the moment.
Okay.
I've lived in the country. Can I give a kind of an average fix about where they might be in relation to us, like distance-wise?
Oh, no, I was just going to tell Allie. They're still a ways off. They're still most of a mile away, but they can see the raised cathedral, and from your vantage point, you can see these men beginning to trice up the line. So they're forming up well. This is the most discipline you've seen.
How far out are they?
Still about, say, 0.8 of a mile out. But because of your slight vantage point and it's not really heavily obscured, you can see most of this going on. So you can see them forming up, and you see basically the entire camp come out. For those of you, before I describe it too much, I want to lock down on this. Who was helping Merrick soak the ground?
Probably me.
Wesa?
I was until I heard them.
Marcus? Okay. Obviously you're doing it.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something in here. I may or may not. But
May or may not?
Okay, yeah. Are there still chrome creatures left?
As the dawn fully asserts itself, you do not see them there anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I am helping with them.
Okay, so 4 of the Fellowship, Grip.
Great idea.
I guess I'm staying with the guy who's focusing on his sword.
Okay. You try to recruit him to help. To
I
dump.
asked, and if he doesn't come, it's fine.
You did?
You didn't.
Grip, can you assist?
Are you just gonna leave him here?
No, you need to stay with him. We all gotta go. I'm sorry, Merrick. Somebody has to stay with him. We can't all be here doing this. So if he's good enough for it,
Fine, let's go.
let's go.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be assassins.
Okay. So the 4
Is it possible? And as we're walking and like going to
And dumping
light the
out,
ground,
yeah.
Is it possible? I'm talking to you for that we could have Grip forge a spot in the ground where we could come out one by one, where they won't see us and we aren't suspecting.
You mean like
Foxhole.
Foxhole.
But
a trapdoor spot, yeah? Like that.
Aye.
Oh, okay.
could, and then retreat back to this line, but he has to guard Lord Titus right now. We don't have time.
What about the shovel?
Good idea.
I agree. It's a good idea if we had more than the time we have, I would say.
What about,
He moved dirt in 5 seconds. Time is not an issue.
we also have the incredible shovel that works really well. We could at least dig holes for them to fall in.
How quickly did that shovel work? I can't remember.
If we
It's
had
like butter, right?
it's a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
So like I could probably dig something.
If you could do something this wide, this long, we can cover it with sticks and I don't know if we can do it. Time-wise, what do we
The
have?
covering is the issue.
Yeah.
The covering is the issue. You guys probably do have enough time to do some minor terraforming, you know?
Yeah.
If you want to basically make some difficult terrain or make a little obstacle course for them.
Why not?
Right. Great idea. Do that. We'll help you with you. You will help us with this. Make as many random holes all over the places you can make.
Aye.
Go for it. You watch him. Let's go.
Wait,
I run back. I dump the gas.
I'm the only one who can actually dig the dirt. Whatever.
We had the shovel. We just saw the shovel work.
Sure, use your shovel. Okay.
Right. Good. Okay. Good
I
talk.
mean, it would be good.
Good talk as
It
we
would
wrap
be
up.
good to have Grip's help.
We need-
If he is working with us.
I can stay
fine.
with
Oh my God.
Lord Titus if needed.
Nobody's telling me anything. Who's in charge here? You?
Him.
Military-wise, yes.
Okay.
Right
what are
now.
we gonna do?
He is fine. I look at him. I mean, is he like?
He seems in deep contemplation.
Yeah.
I assume we will take care of whatever he's in. We really need to help set this up. There should be no other danger other than what's in front of us right now. We should.
Avad has proven himself to be a very, very handy sniper.
Let's talk. More action. I'm just gonna walk that
Grip,
way.
come with me.
Yay.
I'm gonna walk
this
over.
way.
I'm gonna grab the
Then
shovel.
Wasa can stay. If you would rather
Okay.
have that, but we need his assistance.
Okay.
So Wasa stays.
She has eyes as well.
Okay.
The rest of us go. Yeah.
Rip and Nalishli go, and you're making an obstacle course.
We're making holes. Well, I'm gonna tell Grip, if you can move dirt in the ground 4 feet by 5 feet, how easy is that for you? How many can you create?
A fair few. Maybe it would be better if I and I'm just going to put my hand out. And the ground starts roiling and changing and becomes difficult terrain.
Instantly excavate it. Cause shapes, colors, take the ground. You do not have that level of control.
To make difficult terrain?
You can excavate it.
Instead of
I thought it was on
sticks
there.
and, like, leaves
You can cause shapes, colors, or both to
instead of
appear.
actually doing it from the top down.
Spelling out words, creating images, or shaping patterns.
That sounds like difficult terrain.
Grip.
Yo.
Is it possible to create an illusion?
Like a fun house.
In the dirt, there's a hole underneath, but the dirt covers the top. You're a master manipulator of the earth.
Yeah, if you talk to some other vendors, maybe.
I love that.
Is it possible?
So funny.
Yeah, if you talk to some other bender, that's not what I get. That's not my gift.
What are the constraints for your gift?
I can mold the earth with some degree of control.
Make it difficult for them to walk through if you can.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I could have swear I had difficult terrain. I might just not have put it on there.
Lord Game Master.
If you find it, if you find it, if you find it there, I'll give it to you. But I'm looking at this, and it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced by shapes, colors.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought there was like a specific.
Yeah, there is one, but I'm not remembering. I think that's
Vine or something.
There's a different ability for that. Okay, so
As he's figuring
I will
that
just
out,
like
I'm digging.
dig holes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Dig
dig.
holes so they're running.
you can definitely make some difficult terrain for them though, because you can just dig however the hell you want to.
Yeah.
And basically, Allie, as quickly as your arms can move,
Yeah.
I mean the dirt just instantly goes. Ugh, blasphemy. But
I guess
I'll take a look at this at the intermission.
which is intermission.
So
Gross.
all right, so I want to lock this on. So, all right, Merrick and Marcus, you are saturating the ground. Okay,
Right.
so that's 2 characters on that. The 2 of you are making the terrain. That's 2 characters on that. And Wesa, you are watching him. Okay, we'll pick up with.
No one's watching him.
I am.
You stayed back?
Yeah, we'll pick up with the inner journey, your little inner journey.
And you guys.
Okay, y'all. So as we wend our way toward intermission, we nobody got the trivia question from last week. It actually was answered on stream. So
It's true.
And brought up tonight.
So yes, tonight. So the Red Emperor's sponsor, his divine sponsor,
Employer.
or infernal employer, who
corporate overlord.
who is the Red Emperor's corporate overlord.
The CEO.
He actually was named tonight. It is a god. All right, y'all. Thank you so much, and we will get back to Merrick's wild world of obstacle courses when we return. Thank you so
Real
much.
Trade 101 off the
Oh my god, I can see the die.
You can see the die.
The die has appeared.
Fans of Darkeport can't.
why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most. Using high-quality, fully customizable miniatures, you can be built for battle with Eldritch Foundry.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
And we're back. Thank you for continuing on the journey with us. Quick housekeeping. We had Titus get the trivia question.
What's up?
Yeah, Titus.
And then shortly thereafter, Zach on Twitch got the trivia question.
Zach.
And there's been talk, and I just learned that there is a delay on YouTube, but there is apparently not a delay on Twitch.
Sorry,
broadcasting, which I didn't know that. So, we were. I was lightly teasing Melissa about unfair advantages with copy and pasting it, but anyway.
We can add a delay on Twitch too.
So well done, Titus and Zach.
Hey guys.
Bragging rights for you, and if it comes to it, I will. Since Titus got it first, I will give Titus 2 votes on MVP if it comes to that. Basically, kind of a tiebreaker. Also, Grim Reefer, you mad lad, you gave us 10 gifties.
Girl, what?
Woo! So thank you very much. We definitely appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
And Justin was saying he almost
lights are flickering right now. No joking.
he almost cut in, and I'm like, we're gonna have to do that sometime. We're just gonna have like the voice of the god speak to us in the room. They're kind of fun.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. Ask and you shall receive, just like that.
You found some masculine.
And there was something else. MVP went to Titus from last session. So currently we have 4 fate points that are available to the group.
Okay.
We have 1 morale point for Marcus, 2 for Titus, 2 for Wasa, 2 for Nalishley. That is where we stand right now. And you may need it. You may need it sooner than you think.
I thought I had 3.
And you spent 1.
Tom Brady.
Morale is different than inspiration, right?
Yes. You also, if you have the golden die, you also have inspiration, so you can have both. Those are fun, important, and good. Also, Marcus and Titus, you were at 7 for MVP. So remember, at 10, something character defining occurs.
That's intense.
Just to interject, it looks like Defiant Chaos also gets a 5 gifties.
Oh! Thank you, Defiant Chaos. We appreciate that. Defiantly. I'm not feeling very defiant about that right now.
No, I'm not either. It's fine.
So, there. See, I asked for it not 2 minutes earlier, and there it is. Fabulous. No, I love it. And here we are back with the Candle of Tales.
The Candle of Tales. Hey, it's stressful, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know.
We will revert back to our regularly scheduled candle bearer next time, but this session.
Allie?
We'll just start passing it around. She'll be like crawling over the table.
Don't mind me.
All right. So as we have 80% military precision and 20% hijinks going on with the Fellowship, as there's a bit of a Benny Hill moment of running back and forth and hither and thither. Titus, you go inside. And you are trying to find Jason. So you're immediately back inside of the cathedral. How do you try to find him?
I'll call and be like, I need your help. I need to enact a favor from an old relative. And I need you to ask them for me.
Make an insight roll.
First time at a disadvantage, guys. What are we doing here?
Yay.
That is a 16. Oh, minus 1, 15.
15, okay. First time on an official roll with the golden die.
As the Concord mine dies.
So you find out pretty quickly that you have a journey to take with Concord. So this is, I'll give you this much, Donnie. You would ask me off stream if there was a write-up, which is as well you should.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to have to explore this weapon of legend. 2 things I'll tell you. One of them is that this is going to be an in-depth exploration.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that this is
your relationship with the weapon and ergo its capabilities are largely going to be shaped by you and by how you encounter it. So, in this context, you realize that you do not have a deep enough rapport yet to find Jason. It's a little weird because you can still see the shadowed area in the cathedral and the suggestion of some of the people that Wex protected. And even though that was so much farther back, so much farther back before they had metallurgy, really, you know, he was a barbarian, he was not a fighter, quote unquote. You can still see his imprint. You are able to connect to Wex more easily than to Jason at this moment. So you can't find Jason.
Okay. Wex, I might ask a favor.
You see this hulk of a man step out from the shadows. You need me already, precious.
My people need you, and I need your savagery. But could your people possibly communicate to Zosh and those that have fallen in the camp beyond Barolus's? Just to let them know to come here.
Way past my time, kid. Sorry.
I appreciate you getting back to me.
Maybe I'll hang out.
I think you'll enjoy what you see.
He fades, but not entirely. You're back. You see the fellowship running about, and even though you try to stand up to assert yourself, you're kind of caught there for a bit. So I'm going to do something that's unusual. Players who have played Vampire the Masquerade with me are going to be well aware of this mechanic.
That would be me.
But I would like you to keep track of your successes with the sword. So someone that you may be going back to for months, Donnie. I want you to start keeping track, so that counts as your first.
First success?
First success, yep. And it is going to be
babies for success.
Many babies for success, neonates for success, and it's going to be a lot of different things.
Love it.
And we will file that success away under Ancestral Communion.
Ancestral
is what we will file that away under. And the reason you hear, this time you're not inside of the cathedral. Instead, you feel Concord's presence right there, almost like she's whispering in your ear. She says, "It seems it's time to cleanse this island. Take the light, take my hand, let it flow through you. Are we soon to battle then?" Titus warned.
We are soon to battle, Concord.
And you can feel her, you more feel than see this time, just her hand moving through, or that liquid mercury, moving through liquid bronze, actually.
So cool.
Moving through, and there is a soft yet, deadly white light that has sprung up around your weapon. So the base for that, Donnie, right now, as you are able to channel it, and you know that as you're able to get close, as you're able to get deeper into Tawea's grace, what you are able to pull through that sword will increase, perhaps markedly.
Okay.
So as it stands right now, it's a +1 weapon. It's and at that moment, you also feel the completion of what had started in the cathedral. You decided to go with a stat bump, yeah? Okay. So you feel the completion of what had started in the cathedral, and you have almost an aftershock, like when an earthquake hits, and then you have an aftershock. So you have an aftershock of your chosen quintessence increasing. You feel the strength running through your limbs as Concord completes the circuit. And for your size and build, because if somebody's your weight should not be able to have a 20 strength, you feel yourself just with this supernatural strength flowing through you. You have a 20 strength now, if you haven't changed it on the character sheet.
Oh yeah, that was his.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's what
Wow.
that was the bump for hitting.
That's more than double me.
And I should have, gotten you too. I'll get back to you.
Oh, okay.
You had a little bumpy too.
Yeah, a little bumpy.
Okay, so that's the sword that goes into the level up. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, and when you, do you want to know the mechanics now, or do you want to be surprised? the first time you strike something.
I got 5 devils on my shoulder and one Concord saying, "Hey, maybe you should know."
I know it
It's
now.
your. It's. I put you
Surprise.
surprised. Okay.
I can't disappoint my friends.
Oh, come on, don't be codependent.
This is the one guy speaking reason here. Come on, man.
The last
whatever you
thing.
want.
The last thing I'll say is you can also feel, aside from the strength, which is now a part of you emblazoned on your soul and your archetype, aside from your connection to Concord, and aside from the fact that the blade is lighter than it should be, and does even seem to correct its movements a little bit, there is a direct link between the gold that you were using, kind of flailing with in the red field, and with Concord.
Okay.
And you don't know exactly how that's going to manifest yet, but you can feel that when you are in battle, that you could take that gold, and instead of trying to run it through you could run it through her.
Okay,
And,
sweet. So
and
like
the
an
effect would be
instrument.
far greater.
Okay, awesome.
Oh boy.
Okay, so this takes you a bit to sort through.
Yeah, as I stand up and I kind of look and I see them doing that, I'd be like, wasted, light a fire.
Light a fire. Okay, I will.
Okay, so you get that. You start.
And I'll just start putting on a shield and just kind of like loosening.
I'm
it.
gonna. Okay. I want to catch. Who was the farthest out? Oh, by the way, so over the intermission, we did look it up. So it is 2 5x5s of terrain, of difficult terrain that you can maintain at one time,
But I can just dig a bunch of holes.
and then you can dig a bunch of holes. So are you gonna So are you gonna maintain? Are you gonna maintain those two, Toby?
I'm more interested in creating as many different kinds of things as possible rather than just focusing on the 2.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah.
So it looks like a frickin'
Like bombs that hit little areas, essentially.
I'm trying to think of the furry mammal that you're dealing with, like a groundhog.
The divots.
The groundhog is just digging up. I know, I love it.
We see like
Grip of the hedgehog.
running back and forth.
Yeah, like the hedgehog from The Witcher. That's
So you, so Grip is, Grip and Nalishli are probably the furthest out, right? Okay, so the two of you, you see that lunar effect just kind of out of nowhere as there's moon and starlight gathering. Once more, Barolus's men, all 60 of them now, pull off and they stop. And you see, so you see Tesserin hovering in the air. And this is from a distance. And as she drops, she pulls a few other figures out of starlight with her. And then they start walking towards you, where Tess is carrying one of the figures wrapped in a cloak, or maybe in some linens, and you see a bedraggled, exhausted-looking figure kind of shuffling behind Tess, and they make their way. Do y'all want to wait, or?
I'll go out to meet them.
Are they the only ones you see, or we all see them now?
You two see them. Okay, so yeah, you two see them first. You're pulling yourself together. So what do?
I'll go to meet him.
Yeah, I'll go to meet him.
Same. If once I get in touch.
So once you they stream out. Trying to decide how far back you would be, but I guess it doesn't really matter because they're not going to push forward right now. Barolus's men are not pushing forward, so they made it to about half a mile away. So maybe most of the way. No, it's about a quarter. You're about a quarter mile out from the camp then. Those two are the first, Grip and Nalishli. Do you, yeah, and Tess just comes up to you. You see this off-white linen that the figure's wrapped in. It's a small figure. You see blood coming out of the linen. It's soaked. And about a little bit past the midpoint is a pool of blood.
Past the midpoint of
Like the figure wrapped, wrapped in there. Yeah.
Okay. For the last time, yes. And I think I have something for you, boy. But first, who's to bear him?
Did she say to bury him or bear?
Bear, like carry.
Oh, okay. I can.
And has to reach up. And you are carrying. Do you know what you're carrying? You're not sure yet. You have, and you wouldn't know.
No idea.
Turn back around and.
Though as I walk and I've taken this figure, I can feel the lightness of frame. I think my mind starts putting it together.
Okay. You get back to where the earth was topsy-turvy, and also where there are great gouts of dirt that have been moved by arcane means. You get back, Merrick and Marcus. You're not that far, as you see, and you were coming up. And I'm going to say Titus and Wasey, you're going to be the last, because of what you were dealing with, and you're going to wait with Titus until he like psychically collects himself, right? So that takes longer.
I'm building a fire.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you are building a fire. Okay, done. So yeah, you see you get, and I'll say you basically make it back to camp.
I mean, Merrick meets him halfway, and you actually see tears out of his eyes as he's just looking and staring.
I'm gonna, as they're surrounding me, I'm going to gently pull the sheet back just to see the top of the head, where I know the head is.
You do that. I would like one of you to make me an important roll. Who's feeling hot right now?
I'm gonna use my new die.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Can I be inspirationally?
You can always use inspiration, baby.
I'm going to use inspiration.
Got him around.
Roll first. Yeah, roll first, and then if it's not good, you can use the inspiration.
It's a 1.
Oh.
Okay. Would you like to use the inspiration?
I would love to use my inspiration. So just one extra die. I'm not that. It's a 3.
3.
Another
Fate?
1.
Anybody? We have a fate here that we want to use. We have 4 points.
Your choice.
I vote yay.
Yes. I vote yay.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems
We're going to use a
important.
fate here.
Okay.
You want lucky green die?
Green
It is
die,
lucky green
Tots?
die, but do I need to roll or just
And
shit?
I think this is your person, so.
That's true.
Does it matter? Should I just roll the die?
I'll die.
Come on.
15.
Oh, golly.
Okay.
Gee willikers, fellas.
Would you pass that back for me?
Yep.
Fate smiled on me. I was able to invoke the same gift that I once was allowed to for Jason. I don't know why she allowed it. I reached for it, and it was there. I'm sorry. But he does still draw breath.
Oh.
I'm moving directly to him.
Do I hear any of this? Am I near this?
Yeah.
And I know who this is. I'm aware.
And he's been like swaddled almost like a baby, you know?
Okay.
Just to keep it in, but you can see the blue hair poking out, so of course this is Jason.
I'm
Okay.
gonna lie him on the ground.
I would immediately run over as well.
Okay.
I'm on it. Let's get him some health, yeah.
I mean, I would connect my heart immediately.
Tesserin looks at you as you're about to move and says with a neutral face,
You are kind to do that, emissary. You will need everything that you are, all of you, to repulse that. I cannot interfere further than I have. He will survive.
He's stable.
He will survive.
Fine.
What?
You need to put him safe near the wall.
There's a hole that we dug near the wall.
I know a place for me.
so now you finally have rallied and
I'll take him
yourself
and
up.
I'll politely ask. If I can bring him inside of the cathedral.
Just inside of the door.
Tess, for once, is speechless and just looks at you.
You did it.
I couldn't have done it without him. And he'll look down at Jason. I owe him this. And we all owe him our lives.
Hail to thee, champion.
Thank you, Stormlord.
I think this once someone who is neither her emissary nor Bellator Sanctus could set foot in there. You have a final choice that I offer thee.
Why, twice, actually. Because the other figure that had been pulled out and was retching on his knees, retching on his knees after being bent through a contortion of physics that should be impossible, except it's not here, is Vibius, who managed to, this guy looks just gray in the face. He's shaking. He's shaking. He's got multiple levels of exhaustion because he's not chosen, and every time that they teleport like that, it just tears them up.
Oh my God.
I move over to him immediately.
And he almost like doesn't recognize you, Randy. He's just kind of blindly groping on you and moving. He's tired enough that he's at half movement.
He's got to write
I'm
a
just
book.
gonna pick him up.
Okay.
Like, he should be light enough that I can just
he
pick
is.
him up.
Okay, so you bring him there. So all of that exchange is happening. You set him down.
I will take Jason to a place where he can never be hurt again. And if he chooses to come back, he may.
And as you're looking over his wounds, I will put this accurately, but with respect. He has been badly used in every way that they could. His face has been broken, but he can still breathe. Tess's gift, the boon from Toyas, thought of that. He has cuts up and down his body, but the worst is lower. And of course, Nilishli are aware of how Barolus' men comported themselves when they overran Coyoli's village, and what happened there. Your mind, flashes back to that. It's just further confirmation of what you already knew.
I can take him with me. I will need to gather myself, consult with my sisters on Lucida. I can leave him there with them. Or he can continue in this world with thee. I do not know how long it will be. I am familiar now with the speed of time, the rapidity with which man and Kithki both interact with the world. The Loi have a fundamentally different way of looking at the universe. What for us is a brief moment is centuries here. Do you understand?
Aye.
Yes. Jason is too good for this world. He did too much.
Pissed. I don't know what to say.
Tess continues to look at the group, but more often than not, those uncanny, ageless eyes fall back on you.
You are in his aura, Waisa. I leave the decision to thee, as he is not in a state to make it.
Can we revive him somehow?
I think we would have to use our powers later. Not now. But is he able to recover if we tend to him?
Yes. That much I'm certain of. At least in body.
The mind will be something much, much different.
He does have a hero's heart.
He'll need a lot of healing.
We can give him that. Would it be selfish of us to do so?
You'll need a lot of healing mentally.
Nalishli, what do you think?
I believe you should go to Loy.
I hate to agree with that, but I agree with that.
It's much kinder on such a small one.
As to why this world is Irathi, the doubles. The world is still too chaotic for him.
Weiss is pissed, but fine. I relinquish him to a place of peace, and may he know that if he wishes to return, that he would be welcomed greatly.
I promise you, young priestess, I will tell him that much.
And that we thank him for what he's done.
And we pray to be strong as him.
And that we love him.
I owe him my life. If he ever needs anything, just call upon me. I will be there.
I deeply thank him.
I thank him.
So it is. And the same question, phrased differently, looks to Vibius. You are not chosen. I have the ability to keep thee from thy fate. You know what Barolus' men are. You have seen them up close, as the saying goes, and personal. I am going to leave here, and then I will go south eventually. But I will return you home, Vibius, before then, if that's what you want.
Do I have to go through the light show again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Looks at you.
I'm gonna pull out my last skin of water.
Okay. Yeah, he guzzles that down for a second and just like, all right, just just give me a fucking. And he kind of shakily sits. What the fuck? When he gets to the mound of earth, and he's like, it doesn't matter, and just sits down on it because it's like earth is just moving around.
Although I do need your answer soon. I have overstayed my welcome here. I don't have the right to linger. Bellator Sanctus has been chosen. It is time for me to move on.
Vibius, think about that for a second. I need a word with Tess before she leaves. Please. I'm gonna run over to Tess. Tess.
Emissary.
Thank you so much for everything you have done for us. The years, the millennia, everything. We could not have done it without you.
And yet, it was your species' bravery and courage, and ever striving for its potential, that lit that flame in me and kept it kindled all these long winters. I accept thy gratitude and tender my own. I have been transformed too, Emissary.
I had a plan. I was going to ask Dwyer to give you a boon. More time with Jason.
So sorry. I don't mean...
And she actually is crying.
So sorry. I mean no disrespect. It's just... I have long since made my peace. I may have overacted a bit when we first met to drive the point home, but I know who thou art now.
He visited me in a dream.
I thought as much. He might.
He thinks about you all the time, when he's able to, when the sleep isn't upon him. It comes. He can feel you.
He can?
He can. Right at the edge of his consciousness.
I almost wish you hadn't told me that, Marcus Apellix.
He wanted me to, though.
Almost. Of course he did. He's the Bellator Sanctus to the goddess of truth. I'm not. I'm just some loy who showed up and meddled.
You know so much more to him than that. So much more. Even through death.
I can't explain what communion means to the loy. Darrow does not have the words for it. But I know it was the right thing to do.
I don't think he could have accomplished his mission if you hadn't.
I know he couldn't have. It was everything. It took everything. I only have one small regret. I wish I could see what he looks like when he flies.
He can fly?
He's a griffin, Marcus.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Speech, Marcus.
Of course he can.
Before, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but before Tess goes, I would speak to.
He nods to you.
I'd like to
Let's toss you up in the air.
say something to Jason before you go.
I'm not certain he can hear you, but he might.
And I would just speak quite low. Jason, I'm keeping your necklace. You say you always come back. It comes back to you. And if you come back, you will find me. And if it is past my time, I will put it somewhere safe. And that's all she can really say.
God damn it, you guys.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Pass these down to us.
Ooh,
Congratulations.
man.
Nice.
That's inspiration. Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand on Wasted shoulder too. After. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I'm here.
It's done.
For what? For me to puke again?
Well, to make the choice. Come with us, go with her.
I hate you.
I hate you too, but I love you so much. There are plans, Bibius. There are things that are for you and under that. You understand these things. Go with her if you need to. Find your way back to us. There's a place for you. I don't want you to die.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Perspectives change quickly around these places.
Yeah, I guess so. I was actually wondering if I'd break my hand if I punched your jaw.
You could try.
I might.
Tell you what, you made me back in Germantum. I will give you the first hit. But we gotta do it properly because people might get pissy.
Shit. What about the captain? He's a good man. I don't want to abandon him, but I don't think
It'll be fine.
I don't think I'm going to survive what's coming.
Vibius, you should go. You've seen too much. Go.
They won't survive. You will.
I'm fucking counting on that, Dominic.
I'm gonna offer him a hand up.
He takes it.
And I'm gonna cast resistance on him.
Okay.
Yeah. Good for the road.
We'll deal in double what they did to you.
You all are extraordinary people. And I kind of hope I never see you again. But I'm kind of in awe. I don't really know. But if I do see you again, I sure as fuck don't want to see you out on a field of battle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just something nice and quiet and above all, normal.
Just as I wave at him.
He didn't even notice you.
Dragon Boy.
Fuck you. No, that doesn't. Do you see? No, you don't. Okay, good, great. It's just in my head. Great. Okay. And
I'm gonna give a hug. I feel like a huggy kind.
Okay, he kind of stiffens.
Let's roll. Bring it in. Come on.
Make with advantage because he's exhausted. Make a persuasion check.
17.
And then, Randy, it doesn't last long, but he just has a little cry on your shoulder. It's been too much, and he's not super powered. He's just some dude.
Yeah.
He's really smart, but that's about it. And
I give him one every time he needs, until Tess is like, all right, we gotta go, come on.
Tess seems unmoved and just willing to hold space for that. And then he pulls back. Okay. Thanks. Quail-a-thon or Lady of Light or whatever the hell, watch over you, all of you.
And you, buddy.
And you.
World would be a darker place if you don't make it through this. And I'm going to be really pissed at you because you gave me my faith back, and then, yeah.
All of everything else, right?
So,
meet me in Germantum.
We'll see.
I hope so.
He steps over there, and through some of this, actually through most of that, Tess had been studying you, Grip.
And if Titus Metallus Glabriovarn is a hatchling, then certainly so are you. Of a different sort. I am sorry I will not be able to see the wonder of what you are in its full blossom. You have decided then you will stay and stand thy ground. You could flee to a crew that will never understand you.
I will never hide myself again.
It seems that you were listening. There is an old joke associated with this ring. I don't have time to explain it. And so funny. Time means nothing to me and yet it's gone now. It's a little something for you to keep you warm on cold nights and to remind you that there is someone out there who very much wants you to succeed.
And as soon as it's placed in your hand, there's a slight tingle to it, just slight. And you're reminded of a spear with fire inside of it.
I will slide it on my human hand.
And as I said, I have been transformed by long association. And Tess steps to you and tries to hug you.
Oh. So when we played through the brief prologue, I highlighted and starred like that specific moment, that first like real physical connection that he was not prepared for, couldn't really reciprocate, was just
it was overwhelming.
But this time we'll fully just probably a little too much.
Yeah, just
yeah. Thank you.
And whispers to you in a tongue that's unbearably beautiful. That you can't even, it's part of it is, so to speak Alundalay, as like the Loy language. Part of it is telepathic. Part of it is seeing the aura of the words as they come out of the mouth. And right now, as you are, you can't do that. But even just the sound of the words, Toby, makes your heart ache. And you don't know exactly what they say, but the word Sikadarako is actually in warmth and not derisive or an exotic thing.
Find your story.
Olay.
Volley.
Rego. Spectrus. Distancia. Up to the moon and out.
I'll hand a wasted shoulder and lean in and be like, remember, you were the tail, I was the fang, and we will reckon them.
She just walks away.
And stands up and kind of turns to look at them.
I follow Wasa actually as she walks away. And I kind of keep my distance and I say, Wasa, sister.
Aye.
We will get these men for what they've done to Jason.
She's just speechless, honestly. Like, she nods at you, and she nods as warmly as she can, and she just actually goes by herself for a moment and kind of
turns her face away. Yeah.
And I awkwardly go up because I don't think we've ever hugged before, but I kind of awkwardly
it's in the air. It's in the air.
And I'm like put my arms around her and give her like 3 taps on her back and say,
There.
We'll be okay. And then I release my hands and walk away.
I'm grateful for the awkwardness of it. It's not long. Just like,
Do you reciprocate the hug? Are you just kind of there?
I mean, she receives it. She doesn't push it away or anything. But
Perfect, Tatiana.
That's about 30 seconds or so, half a flicker, I guess, whatever we call it. I will walk up to Wasa. I need you to be brave and strong. Put this in the back of your mind.
I know what to do, Merrick. And she just walks away.
Take the left flank. The ditch.
She just walks away.
Okay.
Still says that.
Okay. You hear...
You can't hide behind the skirts any longer.
You don't think it's actually Barolus screaming that, but one of the larger men with a powerful voice. You hear the thunder of feet. You hear them screaming, "This is our freedom!"
I take the right flank and have the arrow notched and ready.
I fervently dig the rest of my holes.
Yeah.
With a rage and a fervor.
Okay. Where...
Titus will yell out too, though.
Like, Barolus! Prepare to receive the true God!
And then it'll just kind of like, get ready.
Okay.
Marissa's just using her whip, man. She's getting her whip ready.
Yeah. You somehow know, you can feel his intent back at you. The relishing, the anticipation of violence and destruction and death. And he's coming like a tidal wave for you.
Titus is responding in kind.
Let them come to us. We have all these ranged weapons to use.
All right. And let me get a snapshot in time. Titus, where are you as you know that he has the plan. You can, smell the arbo.
Standing in the front, so I'm kind of getting them. If they do come, they're coming in towards me.
Okay. I'm going to assume you're probably at the center of this battle. Yeah. Wherever it is. Merrick, you're on the right side of the ditch.
Behind the ditch, yeah.
And then Wasa, eventually, I imagine you silently taking up your place on the left side of the ditch.
Sure. Yeah.
I will use my hide skill to hide until it's ready to fire.
Until the moment is there.
And I will ask either Titus or someone to give me the moment verbally so they don't see me, and I'll pop out and do that.
It'll just be that.
I mean, I guess it won't matter. I mean, I'm hiding against the fire flame is one thing, but if I was actually shooting somebody, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. It's also good to not get picked off, though.
Yes.
Or absorbed, because you know that they have some capable archers over there, too.
They do.
Okay, so you're hiding. You see Wasa seems just going through things right now, and she is not fully hidden. Unless, do you crouch down as he crouches down?
I'll crouch.
Okay, crouch. Okay, so both of you then are behind total cover until you tell me otherwise. Until you tell me otherwise. Yes. sentence sounded weird coming out. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
Totally
I was
know
like,
what you mean.
I was like, what is going on with that sentence? I can't as English, really. All right. Allie, where is Nilishli as this wave of darkness breaks over the Fellowship?
How far away are they?
They're charging. I mean, you're going to be able to let loose basically at the fullest range of your gifts.
So they're under 90 feet from us? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, no. How far does your ray go?
90 feet.
90 feet. Okay. So you, I imagine, would start taking pot shots at them.
Same thing here. I could probably fire an arrow.
Sorry, just to clarify though, I was digging holes.
Yes.
So now they're closer, so I'm gonna.
But you're back.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
I'm
back. You're gonna.
Okay,
you're
cool.
back. You would have had time. Yeah. Basically, you would have had time to position yourself in the most advantageous way possible.
Cool. Okay.
Before they rolled up on you.
120. Just
That's
so you
what
know.
I thought. Yeah, you have 120
It's
feet.
120.
With.
Ray of desiccation.
Oh yeah, with Ray, but I was thinking another one. Yeah, perfect.
120 with my sharpshooter.
Yeah. So basically, you want to have them absorb as much damage as possible, even if it's just a few of them that you take out.
Yeah.
Because this fight's gonna be, something. I mean, you fought them before. Obviously, you have some things going in your favor now that you didn't then, but this is gonna be a hell of a set too. Okay, so he's basically in the center of wherever those two
pile themselves.
Those two are behind the
they're all set up
those two are
for you.
behind. Yeah, everything's set up. This is as good as you can possibly make it given given the time that you have, where you're wasting no time reloading or fumbling for anything. You want to be next to Titus in this. You want to position yourself at the corner of at one of the corners of the cathedral, or
On the wing of Titus.
On the wing of Titus. Okay. Marcus, where are you?
How far in front of the ditch that we built are they from us? So if I could be in the ditch, like 3/4 cover in the ditch, and between these two, you're not going to be able to be in that ditch. However, you can be behind. So I know I don't have this set up yet, but so if this is the mound, and there's the divot here, the ditch where they're at, you can still be standing from their perspective because you're coming slightly underneath you. Okay.
You can be standing behind the mound and basically pop out to the sides.
So I got you. Even though I'm higher because they're looking up,
it looks like you're.
I understand. Okay, then that's where I'm going to be. Knelt down so I can see over, keep myself as much cover as possible, and offer support as need be.
And when we get into the nitty gritty of this, I will, if there are any corrections. Once you have a full spread, I will let you guys make them because you have time.
So short is 80, long is 320. Can we? So we have plenty of arrows. I would probably try to fire at them as they're approaching, just to try to get one or two of them. So I just want, however you want to roll that. I don't. But before they actually get to the 80.
Before they get to.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to assume that you're basically peppering them as best as you possibly can. Your bow doesn't go as far. So what's your long range on that?
It's 320.
Oh, it is 320?
Yeah, short.
Oh, the short bow?
Yeah.
Because mine's
that's right. Because you have a short. I'm sorry. Because you have the short bow now.
Mine's 150 to 1. Yeah, that's why it's different. It's 600.
Okay.
For long bow.
Fair enough. Okay, so at 320, good, and then
I'm gonna be in one of my holes with 3/4 cover. I do want to have a little bit of time to speak with Titus. I want to go over a couple of tactical things that he might call out.
Do it.
Can we get to Way's blessing?
Right now?
Oh yeah.
How long?
Go ahead.
I don't know how long it lasts, but
let me get this.
You are the battle commander.
I am.
I have some abilities that might serve you. Within 120 paces or so, I can make a cloud obfuscation, fog.
Then do it.
I'll have to focus on it, but they will not be able to see through it. They will have to come out one by one. And when they approach within 30 paces, if there is a large group of them, I can make them hurt.
And we'll make them a large group, and you will make them hurt, and we will make them pay.
Okay, tell me when.
Quick point, though. Quick point. If the fog is there and they can't see us, we can't see them to shoot them with us.
There's enough of them that there won't be any of them to not shoot, Marcus.
Fire at will.
Perhaps you do it once they're on flame.
Talk to the commander.
It's just gonna make it harder, but fine. Whatever, we'll do what we need to do.
Harder for them, easier for us when they come out of the smoke.
Yeah.
Shots that count are better than shots that don't.
I can be effective at range as well.
Position yourself as the best of your abilities, and I will give you my signal.
Yeah, in a hole with 3/4 cover.
Okay. Okay. And I think, friends, that is where we will leave the fellowship.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
I don't know what the sword does.
Oh,
Yay.
she's there.
Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah.
Concord is ready for battle, and this is
first time in a while.
Yeah, first time in a while, but this is nothing new for her.
Also, I gotta give to you guys.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Y'all, that was really that like took my breath away.
Taught some crying.
I'm mad.
Great.
Yeah, we noticed. We did.
I think Tatiana, that is the most raw emotion that Wesa has experienced this entire journey.
Yeah, and she's still trying to compose herself for sure. Yeah.
It was just a goosebumps the whole time.
No, everybody was like was just nailing it. Thank y'all. Well, thank you, faraway friends, for coming on this journey with us.
MVP.
MVP, yes, MVP. Whoever moved you or entertained you. This week there should be some discussion about MVP because that should not be an easy one. There was plenty to go around. Thus exits Tessera and Stormwarden from the campaign.
Oh. You shall be missed.
We will teach
for now.
For now.
I will miss you.
For now.
I wanted to do a mockery of her.
I know. Donnie, I know.
I'm 100% gonna mess with everybody else today.
All right. So as you go about your journey, stay safe and stay curious out there. Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.